Tony Carcetti has a chance to become one of the first players to ever win a Heisman Trophy at a defensive position. He has had to carry a Vanderbilt team whose offense is so pathetic, it couldn't even manage to pull out a win against Florida despite Tony forcing 4 interceptions that led to 3 defensive touchdowns. After that game, Tony shoved his quarterback into a locker in a fit of rage. But despite Vanderbilt's playoff hopes looking grim, Tony can still make history as he nears 20 interceptions on the season. We'll see if he can rally his team and close out this season strong. So first up today, we got a snow game in Tennessee, and Tony's gonna start it out ranging over, trying to get the pick and picking up a shoestring tackle. Tennessee has been putting together a pretty good drive here. As they try to get the slant open, Tony sits dude down. So we'll have a 2nd and goal. Watching for a read option here, was expecting him to keep it, but my momentum just took me so far into the backfield. So Tennessee's offense starts out hot, but the Vandy offense actually came to play today. That is a rare sight that we truly love to see, and Tony smokes Joe Milton in the backfield. Tony hasn't been able to get a lot of sacks this season. Seems like he's always just a step away, but he should have had a pick there. Come on, man. Tony brickhands his first chance of the game, and on this route he plays it perfectly, but brickhands it again. I don't know what's gotten into our guy, and this time he better not brickhand it. I swear to God, Joe Milton gets sacked, of course. So 3 potential chances at picks missed there, and on 3rd down we were a half second away from another one. At least Tennessee's throwing the ball our way, dude. Feels like Tony's bound to come up with one eventually. He's just had bad luck so far, but this time he is gonna play it perfectly and finally come down with one. Tennessee throws the pick on the goal line, and Tony zigzags out of there. He is going to take this to the crib for a nasty pick 6 in the snow, a potential 14-point swing. That more than makes up for all the drop picks. Wow, that was truly beautiful. There is no way a man as gigantic as Tony should be able to move that quickly. This one is looking promising heading into the 4th, and Tony murders the wide receiver after the screenplay. I feel like we need at least one more pick to make this stat line nice and crisp, as he gets a nice little break up there on the slant. Tennessee is going to need some kind of serious miracle here on 4th and 17, and they are not going to get it. I don't know why they threw it so short of the sticks, but the Commodore is able to get out of there with a snow game dub, as Tony's big pick 6 is what won them this game. Alright, so to close the season, we got Wake Forest. This is Tony's last chance to make a splash in the Heisman picture, and we didn't see the screen quite early enough on the first play. Interesting that we've got a non-conference opponent for the final game of the season, and offense has gotten off to a great start here. Wake Forest offense, on the other hand, has done nothing so far, and they haven't really been coming Tony's way a whole lot, but I would expect a turnover to be coming soon. They just keep running their quarterback sit down. We gotta have a fumble on that, dude. Still got 4 tackles already in the first half, and at this point we know what's coming. I'm surprised they haven't been passing the ball more, and they're running the screen again here. Tony jumps it perfectly, but brickhands it. We gotta have those if we want a chance to make it on the Heisman watch, and the Demon Deacons are just running a draw on 3rd down. Incredibly lame, but Tony's gonna get a chance to go on an adventure with the punt return here. Let's see if he can cook something up. He actually hits a dirty back juke move, and he might be gone. He just barely gets tripped up. If we got around that punter, we were ghost. Tony showing just how nimble he is with this 7-foot frame though, as Wake Forest is finally getting something going on offense, hitting a deep shot to Jamal Banks here. So after controlling the whole first half, I'm not trying to let these dudes get back in it before halftime, and I did not see that guy coming into Tony's zone. So just like that, we got a goal line stand situation on our hands, and Wake Forest going with the option here. Tony trying to spring it out and makes a nice tackle on the outside. No turnovers, but 7 tackles on the half for Tony. Unfortunately, Wake Forest is going to get into the end zone on this one, so this might be an interesting one after all. Wake Forest is still trying to pass it before halftime. We almost got to that. So a ridiculous 8 tackles to end the half. I know it hasn't been too flashy, but Tony's still making a huge impact and puts the running back on his ass there. God damn. With his size, Tony gets animations I haven't seen a whole lot on this game, and almost was able to get in for a pick on 3rd down. Offense has slowed down quite a lot since their hot start, which is something we've kind of had to get used to over the course of this season. I gotta say, we're racking up the tackles, but Wake Forest offense has been really boring. I just hate it when we don't get any chances to catch picks, and this is a big moment in this game. Wake Forest on the verge of putting a drive together. On 3rd and 5, they're just gonna go with a play action, and we almost picked that off. That should have been going back to the crib. And offense takes a safety. Are you kidding me, man? Now Wake Forest can take the lead with a touchdown, and Tony once again misses a chance at a pick 6 on a screen. Still talking some smack to the running back. He's been all over him today. Crazy that we have 12 tackles, and it kind of feels like a bad day for Tony, but his team needs those turnovers out of him, and trying to get him involved, coach will give him another chance at a punt return here. This time he tries to hit the spin move, but just no room to work, and offense instantly turns the ball over. They've just been getting worse and worse, and Wake Forest is threatening to take the lead here. Gotta somehow find a way to come up with a goal line stand. stand, but they're just running it to the other side, and Damon Claiborne will get into the end zone. All right, it's not over yet. We got a big time 2-point conversion to stop here, and I don't know what the hell that was. Offense, of course, gets nothing. That safety is really gonna bite us in the ass, and we'll need to stop here on 3rd down to have a chance. At the very least, we can get Tony a shot at a game-winning punt return, and Wake Forest is just gonna run the draw. We are thankfully all over that. All right, so here we go. I feel like this is the only way we can get points. Tony's gonna have to cook here, and he actually has some space. We'll see if he has the speed. He's just got to play his angles right, and he is down the sideline. Will get this into field goal range, and all offense has to do is not mess this up. Come on, man. Tony has found a way to put the team on his back once again. For some reason, we're passing the ball, though. That's making me nervous. We should be trying to run clock in this situation, but instead we're still passing the ball, and our wide receiver is going to drop it on 3rd down. So offense is going to kick the field goal, but we're going to have to keep Wake Forest out of field goal range on this next drive. So here we go. 55 seconds left in the season finale, and Wake Forest is chucking it up deep. That looked dangerous. Tyson Russell's been getting a lot of deflections. The man coverage blitz there was a little bit scary, and they're just running a play action here. That's gotta be a pick 6, bro. These defensive backs, including Tony, are dropping hella picks today, and I don't know what Wake Forest is trying to do. Their clock is going to be running, and they're not even going to use their timeout. All right, so this is the game. 4th and 9. Wake Forest has horribly mismanaged the clock in this one, and they're just going to throw up a prayer here. It was almost caught, and that might have been going to the crib, but it gets dropped, and the clock will hit 0. My God. A thrilling end to the season for Tony and the boys. Has no turnovers, but he was player of the game with the game-winning punt return, and Vanderbilt's going to close out the season strong. And I think we have an outside shot at making the conference championship game. We'll see if we can get something going here. Yeah, sadly, I was wrong. Looks like it is just going to be Georgia and LSU. This team was just a couple wins away from being right there in playoff contention. And now it's time to see if Tony cracked the Heisman list. Sadly, he didn't even make the top 5 in the voting. He is going to win the Chuck Bednarik Award, as well as the Bronco Nagurski Award, and the Dick Butkus Award for Best Linebacker, of course. And with 19 picks, I'm just not sure how he wasn't considered. Had 2 forced fumbles and 2 fumble recoveries as well. So before we get on to next season, we got a big bowl game here, as despite the frustration, it has been Vanderbilt's best season in a minute. And if Tony can catch at least 1 pick today, he has a chance to hit the 20 pick milestone, which would be one of the craziest seasons in NCAA football history. And I have pretty high hopes against this Oklahoma State offense, although they have been pretty run heavy so far. Tony, of course, comes into this game as the leading tackler in the NCAA, and is going to find a way to chase down the running back here. And after the 1st down, Oklahoma State's going to go with a little play action pass, chucking it up deep, and Tyson Russell is going to get the interception. He had a couple of drops in the last game. Offense is not starting this one out well, though. They seem to be carrying over their crappy ending to last game, but defense looks prepared to carry the weight once again today, and Tony lights up Jaden Nixon on that play. If you've watched my online Dynasty series, you know that Jaden Nixon was a star for me on offense, so I feel kind of bad sitting him down here. He is going to wind up injured before this game is over. We'll see if this defense can get another stop on 3rd down, as it looks like some kind of screen. They ended up throwing it to the other side, though. Interesting. Thought we were about to have a chance to blow that up for a pick, but OSU's been pretty careful to stay away from Tony so far, and they're going to try a field goal here. I want to go up and block this thing. Tony has the height for it, and man, it felt like we got kind of close. That's going to be good, though. A 55-yarder for Oklahoma State's kicker. Thankfully, offense answers back with a touchdown, but OSU is already threatening to score again. Could be a huge turning point in this game before halftime. We'll see if this defense can continue to stand tall, but for some reason, Tony is coming off the field on 3rd down. I just don't get this. Thankfully, Oklahoma State calls a crappy play. We come out of the half with a nice little 4-point lead. I will take that. Feels like we're in a drought with the Tony turnovers, though. This team has a shot to win regardless, and this 4th down will be big, but Oklahoma State going with the speed option. Tony got sucked into the blockers in the middle, and that is just too easy. This defense is slowly but surely getting worn down in this one, and Tony doing everything he can to force a fumble. He's had so many big hits today with no results, and with the play action here, he's trying to pick off the flat route, went airborne for it, but just reacted a little bit too late. Feels like this defense has had its back against the wall a lot lately, and another run here, sit down. Once again, man, Tony coming off the field on 3rd down, and this time it is not going to work out. Oklahoma State gets down to the 1, so this one's tight headed into the 4th. Cowboys are just going to run it out of the gun on 1st and goal, and that is too easy once again. Gonna need some magic again. I don't think offense is coming through for us today, and that was a weird screen pass. I recognized it really late, and they're going to pick up the 1st down. The Cowboys have done just enough to keep us off balance on defense. Tony's still trying to get this forced fumble, man. Coach is going to take him off the field again on 3rd and 8. Why are we doing this with our playmaker, bro? Defense should be getting the stop here, but Nixon is going to get pushed forward and get the first down. Are you kidding me? I don't know why our defender chose to literally push him to the first down. And Oklahoma State still passing it for some reason is going to throw the screen short of the first down. All right, so this is the last chance. 3rd and 1, they're going out the diamond. And they're actually going to run a play action pass here. I'm trying to bait something up as dude is taking forever to throw the ball and will take a sack. So to end the season, Tony is going to get one chance at a game-winning punt return. He essentially had one last week, but this is going to be from his own goal line. And he is going to have to cook here, tries to hit the back juke, but it does not work out. Vanderbilt is sadly going to finish the season with a loss. And Tony had a drought, man. I was sure he would get to 20 picks on the season, but he stays at 19. It's still a great season though, man. 122 tackles, 19 picks and 2 forced fumbles, and Tony's going to be back for revenge next season.